Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, welcome in. This is your weekend sales update. 23 sales this past weekend. Let's rattle through them. Very quickly, they were broken down. 7 sales on Depop, 6 on eBay, 6 on Vinted, 2 on Marketplace, and 2 on Poshmark. So let's dive into it. 8 sales on Friday. First up, our one and only eBay sale, a women's size small Cheers t-shirt going to Savannah, Georgia. That I got from, shout out, Tom's Tees on Dibdit. I actually got that for my wife when we were watching Cheers. She wore it for a while, and then it sold for $4 on eBay. Next up, I can't show you, but it'll be in the thumbnail. It was a marketplace sale, $10 cash to a local buyer. A Nightmare Before Christmas Yahtzee game, brand new and sealed. I got that for $1 at a garage sale, sold it for $10. Then we had 2 sales on Poshmark on Friday, the first of which is this very cool champion size large hoodie sweatshirt. This was also my wife's. This sold for $10. Shout out Nicole for cleaning out your closet. And the same thing for this. This is a Fleetwood Mac Rumors t-shirt. I actually bought this for myself from Tom's Tees over on Dibdit. And it was a little bit snug on me. So my wife wore it for a little while as a pajama shirt and then ended up passing it off when she cleaned out her closet. And it sold for $8 over on Poshmark. I still wish it would have fit me. But we move on to Depop. 2 sales on Depop on Friday, starting off with an Exorcist t-shirt. This sold for $5. I got it for $1 at a garage sale. Not a very old one and kind of mass-produced, but there we go. Then we have some Golden Books. Golden Books I pretty much pass on unless I get them for cheap. I paid $1.25 for all, I think, what are these, 9 Golden Books, 10 Golden Books? They sold for $11 on Depop. Then comes our oldest listed item of the weekend, and we have, surprisingly, a pair of men's Carhartt jeans. These are size 42-32 relaxed fit. They are not vintage. I got these, shout out Jack's Clothing on Dibdit a long time ago. They were listed for over a year on Dibdit, but on eBay they were listed for over a year. Got down to $11, and then I cross-listed them onto my other platforms, and they sold within a couple of weeks on Vinted for $11. I paid $3 over a year ago on Dibdit. Lastly, our last Friday sale, another Dibdit sourced item, a North Face fanny pack, waist pack, if you will. I paid $3 on Dibdit for this, and it sold on Vinted for $11. That wraps up Friday. Now we're going to go on into Saturday, and we're going to start off Saturday with our only Saturday eBay sale. This is a corduroy 49ers hat. It is vintage, but it is not a desirable brand. It sold for $10 on eBay. I got this for $2 at a garage sale. Next up, the other item I can't show you was a Legos bundle. It was about almost 3.5 pounds of Legos. It was a variety mix. There were Spider-Man and there were Star Wars in there. No figures, but there were some heads and helmets and other miscellaneous pieces. They sold for $28 on Marketplace. I paid $2 for those at a garage sale. Then, if you can't tell, my wife cleaned out her closet last month. And another pair of her shorts. These are just some Members Mark shorts, but instead of donating them, we listed them, sold them for $4 on Depop. And final sale on Saturday was this Burt. I sourced good old Burt on Dibdit for $1. Shout out Deb Wagner, Montana reseller on Dibdit. Got this from her for $1, and it sold on Vinted for $8. Then we are going to get into Sunday. We had 11 sales on Sunday, and some fun ones as well. First up, and don't get too excited, because I got very excited when I found this at a garage sale in a records bin. There is no record. It is just the sleeve and the jacket. And I said, oh, bummer. And she said, well, you can just have that if you want it. So I got this for free, and it sold for $8 on eBay going to Greensboro, North Carolina. It does have the sleeve as well, so it's the jacket and the sleeve, just no record. Then we have some American Eagle jeans. These sold very quickly. These are men's size 36, 34 American Eagle jeans. Nothing fancy about them. There aren't any flaws, a little bit of wear. They sold for $15 on eBay. I got these for $1 in a state sale, and they're headed off to Houston, Texas. They sold overnight. Next up, our best sale of the weekend. This is a Ken Griffey MVP 1980 All-Star official All-Star Game baseball. Not Ken Griffey Jr., but Ken Griffey. This sold for $68 on eBay, going to Norwalk, Connecticut. Then another baseball, not quite as good, but this one does have a certificate of authenticity from Mountain Memories with the Mountain Memories sticker and an MLB authenticated sticker. This is Vita Blue, 3-time World Series champ, inscribed Major League Baseball. This one sold for $37 on eBay, going to Worthington, Ohio. Both of those from the baseball collection buyout. And I think I still have about 20 balls left from that. Then, that's it for eBay. We're going to go on to this. This is an interesting thing. This is a Saxa cup and bottle rinser for a sink, and this nearly was my oldest listed item. I actually purchased this at a garage sale, I think for $4 a long time ago, new in box for my sink. I was going to put this on there because I had these at one of the bars that I used to teach at, and it was super fun. I loved it, and I wanted it at home for all the little sippy cups and whatnot. However, to do so, you have to take out the hose that is on the side of the sink, and our hose is attached to the faucet, so it was not... I couldn't install it, so I was like, well, that's a bummer, I'll just list it, and it sold eventually for $8 on Depop. That was a long story for that. Kevin Harvick sold for a few dollars on Depop as well. This is from a good friend and neighbor. Just a little NASCAR die-cast Kevin Harvick car. Scooby-Doo sunglasses or eyeglasses case. Scooby-Doo case. This I got for $1 at a garage sale recently. It sold for $8 on Depop. Homer Simpson. Y2K era Homer Simpson size XL t-shirt. I did get excited when I saw this. However, this was very mass produced. And it's not that old. It's from 2009. And it's got a little bit of spotted of a discoloration on it. I paid $1 for it. It sold for $6 on Depop. Our last 3 sales of the weekend all happened on Vinted, where there are no seller fees. Gotta love it. First up, we have a Jazz t-shirt. Jazz t-shirt. This sold for $5. It's nothing special. It's by 47 brand. It is size large. That sold on Vinted. Then we have some Jets towels. A pair of NFL New York Jets beach towels. These are sun faded. So they are new, but they do have some sun fading. These sold for $10 on Vinted, going to Rockamia Beach, New York. And then finally, the last sale of the weekend, a little Tupperware pickle keepers. This sold for $8 on Vinted. That was your roundup. What was your favorite sale of the weekend? Probably the Scooby-Doo case. That's got to be my favorite. Or the Homer t-shirt. Those were my 2 favorites. I'll see you tomorrow.